for next week. That's why it's a different color. Wow, you're so smart. Well, no, she was telling us all already.
Okay, now, when we're graphing lines, that means you're graphing on an XY system, right? Coordinate system, and you graph a line just like before. What's the easiest way to graph a line? What do you solve for?
0.
Y. Solve for Y, because what form of a line do we want it to be in? Y equals mx plus b. What's that called? Slope-intercept form, because that's easy to graph. So we've been doing that forever. So we solve for Y, and we graph a line. Now, if there's a less than or a greater than sign in it, or less than or equal to or greater, that means you've got to shade the thing. Now, if it doesn't have an equal sign, that means it's a dash. Instead of open or closed, it's dashed or solid. So no equal to, dash. Equal to, solid line. And then we got a shade. So it's either true or false, just like on your number lines, except now we have to shade either the top or the bottom. And the only way to do it is to check a point. You can't just start shading. Okay, are you ready? All right, first step, solve for Y. Check the inequality symbol. So if there's no equal sign, it's dashed, right here. No equal sign, dashed line.
You're missing a B.
Equal sign, what?
Line is included. It says included.
Oh, it does need a dash. You're right. That one needs to be solid. Okay? You're graphing the line. You solve for Y. So we're into mx plus b. How do we graph this? Where do we start?
Oh, you have to get rid of the
You start on the, yes, that's true. You start on the b, and then you graph the slope, right?
It's hard to write.
From the b.
Slope or start?
That says start, that says slope. Okay, you pick a point anywhere not on the line, and you see if it's true or false. You shade the true part.
That says slope from B.
Slope from B.
Oh,
That's what it's supposed to say.
it's like
What's the question, Eric?
So we're gonna be putting inequalities in slope and stuff.
Yep.
Yeah.
Then we're shading. Everybody ready?
shading.
Okay, so we are starting here. 2x minus 3y is greater than 5. We are starting here. Everybody on the example?
15.
15, what did I say?
5.
All right, so now we have to solve for
15.
y.
Why?
Okay, let's, Shaylin, what has to go away first? The 2x has got to go away first. So we subtract the 2x, or the chaperone.
Oh my God.
He's gone.
Wait a minute.
Okay, so I subtracted the 2x, he's out of there. Now, who needs to go away next?
Go
The
for it.
3 and the negative 3.
And how do I get rid of him?
You divide.
Okay, I'm going to do it the long way. So divide everybody by negative 3. When I divide by a negative, what do I have to remember to do?
You have to switch your sign.
Switch my sign. So y now, instead of less than or greater than, is now less than. Negative 2 divided by a negative 3 is a
2/3.
positive 2/3. 15 divided by negative 3 is a negative 5. How do I graph that? Where do I start?
Oh, you gotta go down
Well,
to that
the
negative
point, like,
5.
zero.
Negative 5. No.
You
How do you graph the line?
2 and then go over 3.
Go up 2 over 3.
Or
Is it a solid or dashed line?
Solid.
No. Does it have an equal sign?
No,
No line underneath, then it's dashed. So now we draw a dashed line. Got your dashed line? Okay, now we have to decide where to shade.
That's like straight.
So are the points are the points above the line true, or are the points below the line true? What point do you want to try?
Oh, let's try that 6. That's 7, 0.
That's pretty close to the line, so like if I drew that, I don't know for sure if he's really on the line, because I can't have one on the line.
Alright, then we can go 6 and
No, let's do something up here or something down here. Pick something way away.
there.
What?
0, 6.
0, 6. You want this one?
Yeah.
Okay. Everybody okay with that one?
Yep.
All right, so we're going to try 0, 6. What I want you to do is plug it into the original.
Oh, okay.
So we're going to go into 2x minus 3y is greater than 15. We're going to plug in 0 and 6 for the x and the y. Everybody good?
Yeah.
So 2 times 0 minus 3 times 6.
Negative 18.
So that cancels. Is negative 18 greater than 15?
No.
True or false?
False.
False. So that means this side of the graph is false. Where's the true side then?
Negative.
Bottom.
The bottom. So let's pick a point just to check. What point do you want on the bottom to check?
Negative 2, 4.
0, 1. 0, 1.
You can't do 0, 1 because 0, 1's
I
still on
meant
that
0,
side.
negative 1.
0, negative 1 still on this
0,
side.
10. What?
0, 10 is way up here. 0, negative 10?
2 and negative
one?
4.
Okay,
Oh, it has to be below the dotted line?
below the dotted line. So we're going to try 0, negative 10. Everybody ready?
Yeah.
So 2 times 0 minus 3 times negative 10. Is that greater than 15?
Yes,
Oh.
it is.
Okay.
Negative 10 times negative 3
That's 30.
is 30 greater than 15. So that is
True.
true. So this side of my line is true. And remember on our number line where I shade the true part, right?
So we gotta
So-
shade this whole side.
You got to shade this whole side.
Can I just
Wait, like,
X it out?
like, what are you talking? Oh, okay.
Shade it in. Whatever
I'm
makes
good
you
at making
happy.
mine.
Okay, so what side of the line do we shade?
The
Go.
Right side.
True side.
See that?
Good.
Okay, it took a while before I found it.
All right. Do I have to check both sides?
No,
You do
because-
not. You have to check one.
True side.
Okay. Now, guys, you worked just a tad bit hard there. What's a really easy point to pick?
0, 0.
0, 0. If I plugged in 0, 0, we would have had 0 minus 0 is greater than 15. Is 0 greater than 15?
No.
No, false. Very simple. So you can pick any point, can't be on the line, and you shade what side? The
True.
true side. Okay, your turn.
What?
We just supposed to
First section, what did you do?
You
move
gotta.
the X.
Move the x. So we have 5y is less than or equal to a negative x plus 10. What did you do next?
Divide the 5.
Divide by 5. Everybody gets divided by 5. Do I have to switch the sign?
Nope.
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 So now we have y is what?
Y is less
Less than or equal to?
Wait a minute.
negative 1 over 5 x
Wait.
What's the wait
plus
for?
2. Plus 2.
I lost you.
Where did you lose me?
How did you
There we were.
move? This meeting will be there.
My finger is
Here's your
break.
right? So when you move it over here, this guy's sitting on line, so that's 5y is less than or equal to 10.
True.
That's true.
Yeah, well,
Sorry,
Did you say that again?
Okay, divide by 5. Okay, how do I graph?
You go up
You
to
go. She always gets to
I know she is. Let's pick on Jalen. She's over there being quiet. Okay, how do I graph it?
you
I hate.
graph the 2.
How do I graph it? What 2?
You know the line there.
Ah, so I go up 2, I put a dot, then I go stop.
Down 1 and then over.
Down 1 over 5. All right, Travis, solid or dashed line? Good. Put a solid line. Okay, and
Mine is repeated. I'm going differently. I went over 1 up 5. I went over 1 up 5, but down
down 1.
1. That's bad.
What's drop? Okay, Tiga, what point do you want to pick to check?
Let's pick 0, 0.
0, 0 is an amazing point. So we're going to pick this point right here.
The bottom is true.
So we're going to go, we're plugging it into here. X plus 5y is less than or equal to 10. So 0 plus 0 is less than or equal to 10. Is 0 less than or equal to 10? True
Yes.
or false?
True.
True. So this point is true. And what points do I shade?
The
The
bottom.
bottom, because that's the true side.
I'm gonna throw up. I'm gonna erase all this. put true. There, I fixed it.
What?
I already did.
We actually forgot to put true.
I would like it true just so I know I can trust you.
How do you know if it's solid?
If there's an equal sign, see how it's less than or equal to? Equal to means solid. If it's just less than, it would have been dashed.
Okay.
Good?
There we go.
Carter,
And then you
is it bad that I did 10 divided by 5 equals 5?
What?
That is
I
bad.
did that too.
That's bad.
My whole first class did that. I couldn't
Really?
do a vacation. All right, this one here is a little tricky. What'd you do first?
I didn't do
We didn't do that one yet.
You haven't done this yet? Okay, get going.
You cut us off short.
Sorry.
is
Go.
y the
I better check. Hopefully.
You lose, you give almost candy bar.
Here.
She
Okay.
doesn't have.
Step one. What did you do?
You moved the
I got it.
7.
Move the 7.
You get 16.
So 4x is greater than 16. Why are we moving the 7?
Because you don't
Because you don't like it.
I don't have a y. So since I don't have a y, I have to solve for x. So now I
Divide by 4. Oh, divide by 4, and then you get x is greater than 4, and then you put the dot.
x is greater than 4. How do I graph it?
You put a dot on 4. You go up and down.
I draw a line up and down. Is it solid or dashed?
It's the saw dash.
It's a dashed one.
Why do I keep on doing this wrong?
Okay, x is greater than 4
And then it goes to the right.
because it's greater than, right? So if I plug in 0, is 0 greater than 4?
No.
Nope. This side's false, so this side is
True.
true.
Oh, it takes this question.
Do you really have to like check for, on both of them?
Oh.
Does it kind of just gives you the answer?
Okay. Why is this class so tough?
Because we just go back to
You need to stop. What, Jordan?
Because they have so much energy eating Thanksgiving food.
You think that's it, huh?
What are you talking about? You ain't putting in jello.
Here we go.
I know. I keep.
Story problems. You have $100 to buy school clothes, right? You can know that.
No.
Yes.
Yes.
Oh, yes.
So I have $100. That's my total. I have shirts average 17. Do I need to know that?
Yes.
Yep. $17 for shirts.
Maybe she can get a chart for us.
I know.
Thank
Jeans average 25. Do I need to know that?
Yes,
Yes.
you do.
Do I have to write out shirts?
I don't care what you write out.
You have to.
Okay, I need to know how much I can buy.
25.
Well, that's simple. You can buy 4 pairs of jeans.
I could, but then I
Do you
can't buy
guys
new
know
shirts.
how much each in your closet?
Kind of cheap.
I have some of each, so that means I don't have to buy everything, right?
You don't have to buy everything.
I don't. If I buy all jeans, I'm okay because I still have shirts in my closet.
How many each can you buy?
Yeah, this is what- okay, now, these are things you need to know that aren't ever told to you. When you graph, you can graph shirts or jeans, X or Y, it doesn't matter. But if you're going to check your answers, they will always do it alphabetically. Absolutely always, so or they should. So when I go here, go away. This is the X, and this is the Y axis, right?
Yeah.
So alphabetically, who's first, X or Y?
Shirt.
X. So when you go up here, who's first, S or J?
Jeans.
Jeans. So this is the
Oh, shit.
X, and this is the
Why?
Y. Because we just did it alphabetically. Is the other way wrong?
No.
Nope, you'll get the same answer.
Mrs. Carter.
Yep.
Oh, when you do how many each,
Mhm.
do you list all possibilities?
Nope, we're gonna shape it. I'll show you. All right, so what's the equation of my line?
Oh, that would be.
No. 25x
25x,
plus 17x equals 100.
17y
Equals 100.
Greater
equals
than or-
100?
Greater than or equal to. Less than or equal to.
Less than or equal to, because do I have to spend all of my money?
No.
No. Can I spend all my money?
Yeah, you
Yes.
could.
So I can spend less than or equal to 100.
You could spend
Now, how do I graph this thing?
It's only for y.
You got
have to
Solve for y, so I'm going to move the
25.
running out of room. Yeah, erase this dude. Okay, so now we have 17y is less than or equal to a negative 25x plus 100. Now what?
You have to divide by 17.
Divide by 17. Am I going to be able to graph that?
No.
No.
Well, you could.
Christian, is there a reason you're talking when I am? Because it's extremely rude. Okay, so since I can't graph that, you have two options. We can change what we go by on the graph, say change it to tens, or we can graph the decimal. What do you want to do?
Let's graph the decimal.
Decimal? Okay, change it to decimals for me. What is 25 divided by 17?
Never mind.
Who's got the calculator out?
Not me.
1.47.
1.47?
Really, Christian.
Oh.
What is 100 divided by 17?
Wait.
Guys, there's no decimal.
Be
5.88.
What
Oh,
is
wait,
it?
just
5.88?
if it's divided by.
Is that minus
Or
5.9?
5.9.
All right. Either way, we're good. All right. So now we have to graph that. So I'm going to go where? How do I graph that? I go up
We should.
5.8, or almost 5.9. Then I go down
1.47.
1.47 over 1. I know it's going to go through the 4. Solid or dash?
Solid. Dash. Solid. I don't know.
Solid, because it's an equal to. Okay, what point do you want to plug in?
0,
0, 0. So we plug it in up here. So 0 plus 0, is that less than or equal to 100?
Less than.
So is it true or false?
True.
True. So I'm going to shade the bottom half of my
So
line.
let's,
For the original equation, it's like 25x plus 17y. Could you do 17x plus 25y?
Have we already answered that class?
yes.
And what's the answer?
Yeah.
Yes. Okay, when you shade, I know you want to shade the whole line, and right now I'll take that. But is that correct?
No.
No, because can I have negative jeans and negative pants?
No, you can't.
Or shirts? So what you're really shading is in here, because everything has to be positive.
Dang.
Okay, will I take the other one? I will. But just think about what you're telling me.
Make
Everybody
it
good?
Try to
logical.
be sneaky.
Or
Be a little logical is always good.
Once
All right. I actually think that's supposed to be, it is. That's not supposed to say example. That's supposed to say practice. Now, I forgot to give you some information in here. Read this and tell me what I forgot to give you.
Why?
Yeah, how much money we want to raise. How much money do you want to raise, minimum?
$2.
No, she gets to pick. She found it. Yeah. $700 it is. Okay, so we want to raise a minimum of $700. Okay.
Money.
No, don't know it. Create your equation and graph.